Welcome back to Novelty Coffee, guys, the show all about making drinks based on characters and books and characters from books and anime and all that stuff. But today, we're just going to be making a really simple drink, not based on anything, but this is something that came to me while I was traveling to a convention recently. I was at Delta H-Con, and for some reason, the entire drive down, I couldn't stop thinking about these Hershey's cookies and cream bar. I'm not a big white chocolate person. I'm more like bitters. I like my coffee black, straight espresso. But for some reason, I couldn't get these chocolate bars out of my head. So I started thinking how I could incorporate them into the show. And I decided that I would take some white chocolate syrup and, you know, crumble up a bar, melt it under some espresso, steam some milk up, and this happened. Will I regret it? Will we all get cavities from this drink? Maybe. Will it be delicious? Yes. So, why don't we get started? I'm in an awkward, kind of goofy mood today, so why not add some sugar to that and make it even better? So the first thing we're going to do in making this drink is not actually brew the espresso. So I'm going to set all of this aside. You know when you catch yourself on your espresso machine. So the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to break up this chocolate bar and resist eating it, because that's all I want to do right now is just eat this chocolate bar. Maybe I'm in a weird mood because I actually haven't had any coffee today in preparation to, you know, record this with you guys. And maybe that's why I'm in a weird mood. So you're going to take about half the bar. I know that seems like a lot, but you're going to break it up with your hands. I don't know how else you would break it up. I guess you could use a mortar and pestle, but it would, you know, defeat the purpose of melting it under the espresso. So the reason I'm using half the bar is because I really want those like Oreo kind of cookie crumbles. I guess not Oreo because it's Hershey's, but whatever. I want those cookie crumbles to come through in every sip, or it's just something that you get like at the end of the drink. It really depends how it brews all together and how it mixes, but it's super delicious. And the first time I made this, like off camera just as a test, I think I fell in love, because again, I'm not into sweets really, but for some reason, I really dig this chocolate bar. And I know that white chocolate isn't necessarily, like, it's not chocolate really, it's not made from cacao, it's mostly like sugar. But you know what? When they put cookie bites into white chocolate, I'm gonna be about it. So, the next thing we're gonna do is measure out half an ounce of white chocolate. And the reason for that is, again, first time I made this, the white chocolate from the chocolate didn't really come through. You mostly just got the cookie bites. So I wanted to bring that flavor a little bit more forward. So, I'm gonna get some white chocolate. And this isn't even opened. So we're gonna get some white chocolate in here. I really like the Torani sauces. I find them to have like a distinct flavor. It almost tastes like melted M&Ms. At least the chocolate sauce does. The caramel is really good, and fight me about how I say caramel. I don't like saying caramel. Yeah, I live in the South, but I'm like, no. My Canadian accent will not let me not say caramel. I feel like it just sounds better. It sounds prettier, at least in my mouth. So we're gonna just pour that right on top of the chocolate bar. Set that aside. And now it's time to brew the espresso. So we're gonna set all this aside and get brewing. And being a home barista, I like to have everything just in a really accessible space. Maybe that's from my years of just working in coffee shops. Having everything just easy to grab to make the drink like quicker, make it just flow. Having like that you know, coffee shop flow, even at home, is so ideal. So if you make yourself like a little coffee bar or anything like that, have everything just in an accessible space. So, grab our a.k.a. Espresso that I've been using. I love this stuff. It's super good. And you'll notice I am using pre-ground espresso. I would usually love to have, like being a barista for so many years, I would love to have, you know, one of those nice big grinders. I can just stick it in and like have it all dialed in and ready to go. I would love to be able to dial in my espresso, but unfortunately, one, I don't have the space, and two, those grinders are really expensive. But we work with what we have, and that's the whole point of, you know, home barista setup. I like Delonghi machines a lot. They're affordable, they're easy to use, and they honestly produce really good espresso. So, like we always do, we're gonna purge it. There we go. Let that drip off. We're gonna stick this right in there and struggle like we always do. Tighten her up. And we're gonna be aiming for about 2 ounces of espresso, but I'm gonna pour it right on top so it all starts melting. My favorite part. Ooh, that's coming out really nice. It's got like that nice caramel color that we're looking for. And that looks good. Because we still want to be able to get the milk in there. That looks super yummy. So, take our bar spoon and just start stirring. Sometimes this takes a sec because it has to break down all the chocolate, but pouring the espresso directly on top lets that melting process start sooner, because as soon as it hits it, it's gonna start, you know, melting down the chocolate. Or the sugar, I guess. So you want all that to dissolve. And what's gonna happen is those little cookie bites, they're gonna stay kind of crunchy, but it's gonna come through like this nice little cookie surprise. But it's gonna be soft enough so then it won't be like trying to swallow like graham cracker dust. That's already looking super yummy. So while I finish stirring that, I'm gonna heat it up to steam. This looks super cute. There's little cookie bites floating in it. That's yummy. I'm gonna take our little mini pitcher. Make sure it's up to steam temperature, because the last thing you want is to have water going into your milk. And so that's why we always purge it beforehand. Okay, so we have our milk, we purged our steam wand. Now it's time to do my favorite part. I don't know why, but whenever I was working in coffee shops, steaming milk was always just my favorite part. I was always hoping someone would order a milk-based drink. Maybe it's because I like to practice my latte art and everything like that, but I just always found it's just kind of relaxing to steam the milk. Like once you learn how to do it and you kind of get the art of like making the whirlpool and breaking it down to that microfoam, it's fun. With Panarello ones, it's a little bit harder to get that really perfect milk. Cloth or paper towel, whatever you choose, and like we always say, always wipe down your steam wand. And always wipe it down and purge it, because the last thing you want is that milk to start going back up into the machine. We're gonna swirl that. That looks super good, super fluffy and creamy. I'm excited about this. So this is definitely more of an espresso based drink, especially because of the nature of the cup that we're using. but the milk is just gonna be like a nice little like mixer and like top it all off. I have no idea if I'm gonna be able to get some latte art on this one, but we'll see. Okay. Nope. No latte art today, but that's fine. And there we go. I'm excited. So, let's try it. Yep. I got a mouthful of the crunchies. Oh my god. It tastes exactly like those white chocolate bars, except the espresso cuts down the sweetness a lot. Oh my god, it's so good. That's really good. That hit the spot. Oh my gosh. That's really yummy. It tastes like you're drinking an Oreo cookie. This was actually inspired by something called cookie milk that my boyfriend told me about. And it used to be he would crush up Oreo cookies in like a cup, in like a glass of milk. You put Oreo cookies and crush it up and drink that. And that sounded disgusting to me. I was like, oh my god, then the cookies would get all soggy. But when I couldn't stop thinking about those Hershey's bars, I was like, well, what if I did like a cookie milk thing? And you know what? I have to give it to him. This is really yummy. I don't know if I would do the cookie milk thing, but Hershey's cookies and cream. That's really good.